up, guys? Zinigami here, and this lovely game is Katawa Shoujo. Oh, what a lovely, lovely game. Look at that lovely music. Now, all I'm saying is that you can play this game with this option on, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to, with this option off, unfortunately, I have to turn this on because I don't want Twitch to get angry at us. The bot is dead right now because my laptop decided to install Windows updates. So, what are you going to do? A light breeze caused the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Oh my god, we're just starting and we already have naked? Oh, that's the stuff. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. Deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait here anyways? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah, yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book when I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently fall from the white painted sky. Falling from the white painted sky, the only signs of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. You gonna buy me dinner first? Hisao, you came? I did, but that was last night. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. It's a waifu. Iwanko, I got a note telling me to wait here. It was you? Damn, girl, you must be cold. Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. My heart pounding. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Ah, I'm having a heart attack. Once again, the wind stirs up in the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanko flinches ever so softly against a gust of wind. Yeah, maybe it's because you're wearing a skirt in the winter, in the snow. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Heart attack. My throat is tight. I doubt I can even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you go out with me. I stand there motionless, save my... Are we actually having a heart attack? I want to say something in reply, but my vocal words feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reached up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao! My whole body freezes save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. We do. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, a dull winter sky, Iwanko. Oh, Iwanako. Sorry, Iwanako. Running towards me, all of these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and an incessant clatter of the branches above. And GG. We're dead. That was a short story. Four Leaf Studios. Katawa Shoujo! Oh, I guess this is why we're in the disabled school for disabled students. Disabled Peaks Academy. Anonymous 22. Silent Cook. I thought that was a second. I thought that was a C. Kami Fish. Pimmy. Doomfest. Oh my god. They foresaw Doomfist coming. Oh, look at that quality animation. Quality. Is this that handicap game? Yes. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole while, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital unsupervised on one hand. 4 months was a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They say it was a miracle I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. Would you like to play a game? It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder with the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Cure my baby, of course. There is no cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly afterwards. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I have no friends. By the end of the first month, I have no friends still. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. This is the beginning of World's End Harem. Yes. Oh, but unfortunately, I don't think the writing is as bad as World's End Harem, which is terrible. God, the main character of World's End Harem is insufferable. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had so much to talk about when she visited anyways, except for, like, me dying and all. We didn't touch a subject that was between us in this snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. Manipulators. I guess it's because they're in a hurry. They have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel so uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly changed its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations were low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there's at least some hope. Hope's Peak Academy. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why I did. I started watching Twitch. And YouTube. Started talking to Twitch streamers. Go into the really, really low points in your life. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I went back for more. I found that I liked reading and think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. I loved the stories. That's what my life was like. The day becoming increasingly harder to distinguish from each other. Differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside, it felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization I didn't know what day of the week it was. It's Wednesday, my dudes. But other times, all the things that surround me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. You know, the writing in this game is actually, like, pretty good. I'm actually, like, quite enjoying it. But that happened too only rarely. I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? Oh, they're putting you down. Oh my god, they're gonna put you out of your misery. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Yeah, this is my first time playing Katawa Shoujo. I don't know if I'd ever want to replay a visual novel. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I didn't answer him, but a smile. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. Harder, better, faster, stronger. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many! I take it from his hand and take a look for myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? YouTube channel. YouTube kids react to heart failure. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from this paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. There are multiple routes. Oh yeah, waifu routes, baby. But I'm talking about like play a visual novel and then come back to it like a year or two later, something like that. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I cannot understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for a hammer? For the rest of my life. I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I had spoken with your parents, and we believed that it would be best if you didn't return to your old school. Nobody likes you there. Please calm down. Listen to what the doctors have to say. Calm down? The way he says it, tells me he knew full well I wouldn't like it. Am I gonna be homeschooled? Ugh. I mean, at least there's one hottie at my homeschool. Mom. Homeschool? I guess we can call this hot for a teacher. Whatever of my concern shows is ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy. Oh shit, they're sending me to Japan. That specializes in dealing with disabled students. What? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school. For gifted students? It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence is a school for normies. It's not normies, it's the opposite of normies. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I really aren't able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'll like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll have a job one day. Woo! I mean, I guess that's better than dying. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. And while it's not the same one, an insult, that's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. Sexually active, Dad? It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. Hot's Peak Academy is a great place, I promise. You'll get to meet all the fun disabled students, like the kid with a weird hat, and the girl with the burnt hand. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. An inability to ability. I really hate that something so important is decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyways, but no. I don't feel anything. The fact is now I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The doctors, the hospitals, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. Let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. Oops. Can I go back? At the very least, I want to see what my new life will look like. Show image? Oh, text history. Okay. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still say if it's a special school, it's something like a fresh start. Yeah. Okay. Do. Ah, heart problems. Life expectancy, Act 1. Ah, look at that. Look at that Photoshop work. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school would look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I don't want to go back. I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace. How far did we move? Well, El Chato, 4 months passed while we were in the hospital, bro. You know. So there's that. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I am alone as my parents were taking my stuff to the dorms and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and a smell of fresh cut grass, and all other park stuff. The words, like clean and hygienic, pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. Was it snowing outside the hospital windows? I guess so, yeah. That's what I tell myself. A few buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Maybe it was just the last snow of the year. That's all it was. We were at the first snow and then the last snow. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it didn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone here. It's kind of eerie. Maybe everyone's a ghost. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I can anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of my haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back. Feeling nervous and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture noticed me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Now I want to make sure I have good posture. You must be Nikki? Mirai Nikki? Not Nakai. Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy. He looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. There's no time to explain. Oops. Afternoon's probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right. Let's go. My heart is pounding in my chest. Whoa. Last time that happened, it wasn't a good idea. Third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 33333. Opens the door and enters. Oh man, that artwork. Good morning. Sorry, I'm late. I hesitate for a split second, the door freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least, not this soon. Alright, let's pick our waifus. Oh my god, they're boys. Ew, boys. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around and in between desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. Students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom. Face the other students. They all look normal. They all look like normies. But then why would they be here? Where's the girl with no arms? I know there's a girl with no arms. They're probably like me, has something wrong with them. Not only is it not just immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Wait, how did you notice that one? Oh, Jesus, what happened to that kid? Still got arms and legs. There's missing legs. Poor guy. I mean, that's super rude. This is a school for disabled. But I think he might be having a stroke. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone is talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see it someone's looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that's pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. There wasn't someone with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language. I wonder what that sign language means. She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute, so is a cheery looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. Oh, okay. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, so does everyone except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. Everyone clapped, except for the girl with one hand, who just kind of waved her hand into the air ineffectively. A collective silence tells me I should open my mouth now. Hi! My hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I have a thing for one-armed girls. Everyone seems to be satisfied with what I said, though a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands, which feels like a weird thing to do. Clap. Except for that one girl. Hey, everyone claps. Please clap. First row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist. That ends in a bandage stump. Huh. We're going to be doing some group work today, so I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, God. I don't like every once in a while in Visual Novel there's like a little fade animation, so I click thinking I didn't click. Hakamichi, she's a class representative. You got it. How could I know who's a class rep? Let's go. The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces we'll be working in groups of 3. 3 for class 3. It hits me I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Hakamichi's right here. Shizune Hakamichi. Ah, pink-haired girl. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. She has no ears. That's her problem. So she has no ears, and these giant spirals are to hide those. I guess you're a Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha 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 ha! Caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too. But I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looked like she was staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. Ugh, you. Yes, her quirk is to be able to read minds. She's a mind reader quirk. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses, balanced on top of a dainty nose. Dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you! ... She's a cutie. Let me turn the music down like just a touch. Oh. I guess it's on or off. She's a cutie though. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a quick gesture with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me and saying things like, you'll be able to start to talk to people who better explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. I can speak. I've learned a few sign language a few things in sign language back in middle school, and that's like all I know. It's hi, my name is Zach. I make sandwiches. Cheese. Well, that's it. That's all my sign language. American sign language. I don't think this works on them Japanese weeaboo girls. I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. I already read that. Shi-chan's deaf. So I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. God, stupid fading animations. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon. Hit-chan, right? He-chan. Call me Hisoka. Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look like I imagined. I love her dialogue. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Michi's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Michi seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. It seems like a cop-out here to not have a teacher interpreter, or like someone actually as an interpreter for the deaf student, but just having a fellow student do it. God, lazy school. Do you like the school so far? You can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles at the hard word a bit, making it stick out of her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class. I love the ... That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just school either. Anyways, even if it's a trip to the convenience store, really, Shi-chan? Haha. Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that or just didn't care. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyways, I don't say anything, and Micha signs that would end in a shrug. What was that? Seemed like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat, both of them smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Let me turn the volume down. I do think the music's just like a touch loud. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal. But nobody's normal here. We're all disabled. Ha 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 ha. All right. Ah, and one more thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizuni. Would that be more appropriate? First name basis, please. Shizuni is fine. Okay, that'll be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizuni, who I assumed would be a hottie. Well, she just seems like that. We'll make it so. Oh, right, we haven't even touched the assignment. She's the assignment, and I'd love to touch on it. The assignment is also kind of long, So we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That, too. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. I get the message. After class, we take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. I don't even know what subject this is. I don't think that's important. Still, we finished a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They are quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. Maybe she's ADD. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Oh, God, that artwork. Ugh. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me, to the hallway and down the stairs. We descend below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast with the classic exterior. I had these exact same style tables at my middle school. They seem not, they don't seem the best for like disabled students. No, I don't understand art. I'm sorry. I am like an absolute art pleb. It's big windows open to the courtyard and towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria. Yeah, I figure that. Thanks. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare. Aw. Glad the game has that self-awareness. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice, it almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me aside to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. What should I ask about? Let's ask about... I was like... Is she deaf? Let's go to the library. Is there a library? Lately, I've gotten into reading. I'd like to check it out. Misha gives a kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy What? Why would... What? Oh, this ADHD girl is the one who's like, reading's not healthy. Picks up her smile again. There it is, on the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Okay, thank you. I return my food while the girls talk amongst themselves. I think talk's a rather strong word here. I don't know if talk is the correct word. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girl stuff. I quickly notice the conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. I mean... Yeah. We arrive in a classroom early, but we're not the first. What? Oh my god, not only she burnt her eyeballs in front of her hair. Oh, what a poor disability. Her eyeballs floats in front of her face. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. Ah! She jumps a little and Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from my presence. Misha and Shizune either didn't notice or don't mind it as they walk directly past her to their seats. Rude. I left wondering about her even when the classroom slowly fills with the other students and finally the teacher. Getting into rhythm of school feels strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time spent in a hospital that made me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. The final bell rings. Oh my wa! It's nighttime, my dudes. 10 p.m. time to go to sleep. I wonder who's going to die today, Monokuma. School is finally over for today. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. Or beside me, they're having a conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hichan. We've got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Ah, wait, the teacher said I had to go see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. Ugh. Outside. Disgusting. We joined the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out their senior classrooms on the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's lots of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' office. They have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly. It's for physical therapy. I'll have to have some physical therapy with any of y'all. I am thirsty. All the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine. We'll get going. See you tomorrow. The whole building for stuff that's nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in hoping this will really only be a quick visit, like the teacher said. Man, this went straight to like Shutter Island. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded like a bit of an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around in his office chair. Oh, he's best waifu. His desk is tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils. He's just a heroin addict. Yeah, that's all he is. Smiling man. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says so at the door, right? You can call me by my name or just the nurse. No. I don't have a name. It's just my name or the nurse. His handshake is firm and friendly. I'm a new student. My homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up. He snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. Oops. That's my bad. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and regulated congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in the vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and whatnot. There's always someone from my staff around even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Yeah, it's like literally the whole point. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgeries here. It's not like it's brain surgery. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, it's just really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure that myself. I don't let the nurse know how. Now, let me find your file again. While he searches something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls, dark gray laminate flooring, all the equipment you'd expect from a high school nurse. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening or it won't be much help. Apart from that, 80 sports, rash stuff like boxing. He grins at his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. All right, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from soccer. No. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me from kicking a ball around. Video games are much easier to play. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the causes. No, it was a girl. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression. Still, you need to help keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe. There's a pool. Yeah, swimming. Maybe we can beat best girl. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you're told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times. Absolutely no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. Come meet me if you ever need something. I was ushered out before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch some people coming out of school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. I still keep thinking the most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Neither do I. Does that make me one of them? Ugh. Them. I should go somewhere. It's around dinner time. I feel tired instead of hungry. The wariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. This is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside for a very long time. The dorm building is big and made of red bricks. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. Takes me more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given to my pocket. Room 119. Is that like a play on 911? Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are... Oh, I can scroll my mouse wheel. Oh my god! Oh my god, what a meta discovery. This a whole new dimension to the game. I poke my head around the corner from the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello. Seems that the only girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. Alright, we can only date waifus. Oh, I just noticed that the follow alert that we have is actually below our chat. That's not where I want it. There we go, now follow alert will pop up above chat. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small quarters branch off from the main hallway. I'm in room 119. Why is 119 in the upper floors? Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and a shower, at least as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down, I spy my room 119. Once again, it's 119. Why is it on the upper floors? The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there's just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Anyone home? I hear a few movements, then a clicking of way more locks than I thought the door would have. Oh, it's Harry Potter! Why is Harry Potter? I knew he was disabled. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer until our noses were almost touching. He kisses me. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I'd introduce myself. His face suddenly brightens in realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hands out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Thank goodness! We need more people for my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Kenji! Hi. Are you sure it's not Harry? I take Kenji's sweaty hands and shake it, a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There's some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Ugh, parents. I had parents once, said Harry. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us, awkward as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Harry. Hiss out. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I can trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this. A wise decision. Oh, this kid's great. What do you like? I hope you're not... What do you look like? I hope not smart? What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room. My bags are sitting in front of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. A cat sits outside my door, meowing at me. The door's open, Blaze. Just push it open. Alright, Blaze, whatever. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging around there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of my shirts. Hi, Hichan, Hichan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. Oh, our parents call us Hichan, the nickname we don't like. They said if these don't fit, then you should go to the office. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there'd be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. The library! The restless urge keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress. I was pretty nervous about it before coming. For the entire day, too. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow. I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. There we go. I'll do that. But for now... Ah, yes. Good old drugs, man. I pick one up, shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, then read the glued-on pharmacy label. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Huh. Okay. It's kind of twisted having a life depend on chemicals like this. I resented it a little, but what choice did I have? With a sigh, I began my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills for each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. After that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Wow, those graphics. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is soon looks like every 50 shade of gray I've ever seen. The night beckons me to sleep. I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. And we die.